Every journey in football is different, but it's safe to say not too many start in Luxembourg. But that's the story of the coaching career of Dino Toppmöller, whose inauspicious start in the technical area has led him to the top of the Bundesliga and potentially on the doorstep of some of Europe's biggest clubs. But before you decide if he's the right guy to be your club's next coach, we have to ask the question, who is Dino Toppmöller? The son of former Bundesliga player and West German national Klaus Toppmöller, Dino's playing career didn't follow the success of his father, topping out in the second Bundesliga division where the center forward recorded more yellow cards than goals scored. But as we've seen lately and often profile on this channel, disappointing playing careers can lead to successful coaching careers, particularly by allowing them to begin early. And that was exactly the case of Toppmöller, who began his coaching career at 35. But before we get too far into his background, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel. Get down in the comment section after you listen to this. Would you want Dino Toppmöller to be your club's next coach? Get in that comment section and let me know yes or no and why. You can also leave some comments on Twitter at PitchsidePub and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. So Toppmöller's coaching career actually started while he was still a player with a couple of player-coach stints, one at 6th-tier German club SV Mering and the other at FC Luxembourg City. Now when you're not a star player, you have to take your coaching opportunities where you can get them, and the country of Luxembourg seemed to embrace Toppmöller. So as soon as his playing career was done, he got an opportunity to be the head coach at F91 Dudelange, the powerhouse of the Luxembourgian League. Now, it's not easy to get noticed when you're coaching in a small nation, but one way to do it is to have some success on the European stage in a massive European tournament that, let's face it, is stacked against you and your small club and your small country. And that's exactly what Toppmöller did, not only getting F91 Dudelange to the Europa League, but actually earning a point the first time that had ever been done by a club from Luxembourg. After 3 straight seasons leading the Luxembourgian League, Toppmöller had demonstrated his abilities as a coach and was courted by RE Virton, another team based in Luxembourg but one that plays in the Belgium football pyramid. You may recognize them as the club now owned by former Chelsea star N'Golo Kanté and currently in Belgium's 3rd division, but at the time they were in the 2nd-tier Challenger Pro League and frankly were a bit of a mess. Toppmöller lasted only 18 games at Virton and was having some success, but he left mid-season in his first year, citing what he called lack of professionalism from the club's CEO and sporting directors. Now that disaster, which was no fault of Toppmöller's own, opened some doors for him, and he was only unemployed for 6 months before he made his way into the Red Bull circle, where he became a top assistant of then RB Leipzig manager Julian Nagelsmann. The now German national team coach was also in his up-and-coming phase, still at RB Leipzig, and in need of a strong assistant to help with player management, which just so happens to be an area where Toppmöller excels. So he brought his German compatriot back to their home country to help him in an assistant role. The pair were together at Leipzig for 50 games when German powerhouse Bayern Munich came calling Julian Nagelsmann, and Nagelsmann had to take his right-hand man Toppmöller with him to the bigger job. Despite the pair averaging 2.31 points per match at Bayern, Nagelsmann was fired in March of 2023 along with the rest of his staff and of course Toppmöller. But having Bayern Munich on your resume, along with ties to Nagelsmann, whose reputation in German football remains high, positioned Toppmöller well for a return to managerial duty. And by the time Nagelsmann was hired to run the German national team in September, Toppmöller already had a new home. An opportunity presented itself to Toppmöller at Eintracht Frankfurt, who had parted ways with previous manager Oliver Glasner despite coming off a pretty successful season. Glasner now is of course the coach at Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Frankfurt had just won the Europa League in 2022 under Glasner and then made it to a Champions League Final 16 in 2023 in their first time in the competition. They finished 11th and 7th in the Bundesliga under Glasner and also reached a DFB Pokal final, setting a high bar for Toppmöller to clear. Frankfurt finished 6th in the Bundesliga in Toppmöller's first season, and yet there were rumors that he would not be asked to return, a commentary more so on Eintracht Frankfurt and their management and their willingness to run out pretty successful managers than it is an indictment on Toppmöller's coaching ability. But ultimately Toppmöller did return to Eintracht Frankfurt, and the results this season have been nothing short of incredible, as the now 40 33-year-old manager has his club sitting firmly in a Champions League spot in an increasingly deep top of the Bundesliga table, and near the top of the Europa League table as well, ahead of some Premier League opponents in the competition. But like most young German managers who are having success, particularly those having success outside of the traditional German power block, it's only a matter of time before other clubs from other countries come calling. So the question is, when will they come calling for Dino Toppmöller? Will his tactics work at higher levels? And what is it that's driving his success at Eintracht Frankfurt? Toppmöller wants his players to be what he calls positive troublemakers. Those are his words. I'd call it organized chaos. Like many German managers, Toppmöller employs a gegenpressing style of high pressure, though his adherence to it is not nearly as strict as many of his contemporaries. His teams are active and aggressive without the ball. Again, his words to describe his style of play. And their approach is centered around winning the ball back high up the pitch and exploiting space with direct aggression. But Toppmöller prioritizes adaptability with his approach. He's not dead set on one style, showing a willingness to sit deep in zonal mark against better competition while pressing high and getting out on the front foot against inferior competition. This approach has served him well with Eintracht Frankfurt, who are more talented than the bottom half of the Bundesliga and many of the opponents they face in the early rounds of the DFB Pokal, but may be outmatched athletically against traditional German powers and at times in Europe. He's also shown a tremendous flexibility in formation and shape, featuring a 3-4-2-1, a 4-2-3-1, and multiple variations of a 4-4-2 just in his short time at Frankfurt alone, and in the past he's also featured a 4-3-3. Regardless of formation or shape, Toppmöller's teams share the same four core characteristics. High pressing and aggression. Toppmöller's teams focus on winning the ball high up the pitch, exploiting space created by opposition errors. Pressing intensity is carefully calibrated to suit the demands of each game. Midfield freedom and creativity. Unlike Glasner's defensively restricted midfield, Toppmöller allows his players more creative license to dictate play and build from deeper areas. This shift has revitalized Eintracht Frankfurt's attacking patterns. Organized attacking. His game plan involves structured offensive movements with a strong emphasis on vertical passes and fluid combinations. Strikers have thrived under this system, benefiting from cohesive link-ups with the midfield and wide players. And set-piece expertise. Toppmöller's teams are also well-drilled in set pieces, excelling in direct free kicks and delivering crucial goals in critical moments. His ability, and even more importantly his willingness to adjust and adapt, has allowed him to rotate players on his squad while keeping those same core philosophies intact regardless of shape or personnel. Dino Toppmöller's man management style is rooted in modern philosophies and player-centric principles. He's known for his emphasis on teamwork and adaptability, encouraging his squad to embrace fluid roles on the pitch. His time under Nagelsmann instilled in him the importance of fostering a positive training environment where players are not only motivated but also empowered to take initiative. Toppmöller prioritizes building trust with his players. He's known as a player whisperer for big-name talents, effectively managing personalities while maintaining high standards of performance. He places greater importance on team cohesion and harmony than individual star power. This approach has created a balanced and united Eintracht Frankfurt squad, but could be something to watch at higher levels where he will have more star players than he currently has to coach. Toppmöller is unafraid to make bold tactical adjustments, which has earned him the respect among his players for being both innovative and pragmatic. His philosophy revolves around the belief that risk and aggression are central to success, a mindset reflected in his commitment to pressing football and offensive ambition. However, his teams never lose their defensive structure, maintaining balance regardless of the situation. Despite his relative inexperience as a head coach, Dino Toppmöller has already showcased his immense potential. Managing 3 different clubs across diverse environments, he has proven his ability to succeed with both underdog and top-tier teams. His early success at Eintracht Frankfurt, highlighted by their best Bundesliga start in over a decade, is a testament to his tactical acumen and leadership qualities, though it will be interesting to see how he adapts to a slight stumble in performance at the turn of the calendar year and heavy interest in some of Frankfurt's star players during the transfer window. But as he continues to grow as a manager, Toppmöller's connections to Nagelsmann and his time at Bayern Munich provide a strong foundation for future opportunities. His ability to achieve results with limited resources, combined with his modern attacking philosophy, makes him a promising figure in European football. The question remains whether Toppmöller can sustain success at the highest level, particularly in the Bundesliga, where Eintracht Frankfurt must consistently compete with wealthier and more established clubs, and how much longer clubs outside of Germany are going to want to see him prove himself at Frankfurt before taking a chance on him. His blend of innovation, adaptability, and tactical clarity, however, make him a coach to watch for future positions over the next few years. Would Dino Toppmöller be a good fit at your club? What club would you like to see him go to next? How long should he stay at Eintracht Frankfurt? And what do you think the future is for Dino Toppmöller? Get down in that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. You can also leave comments on Twitter at PitchsidePub. While you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us down below so you can follow the channel, and check out the website pitchsidepub.com. Thanks as always for joining us here on Pints and Punditry at the Pitchside Pub.